Hello folks, welcome and welcome back to this Pxy-LIVE. This is weekend and I've decided to start a new project finally. I was developing and studying. It is a character, an original character of mine from the universe, right? Sci-fi fantasy universe of the other projects I was doing, the new Scene 5, but this character, some sort of a fox kitten, a space pirate, anthropomorphic, crazy villain. So her name is Tsukagi. You can see sorry folks. Let's see if my microphone is working, because other times it is bugging. Let's see. Yes, the voice is correct. So, I think my voice is a bit not very loud, so let's change this. And today I can bring some soundtrack. Yes, old soundtrack. Alright folks, so what I'm gonna do is I have some reference here. I need to make what would be considered, of course, model sheet, right? So these are model sheets, even they are not ready as you see, front view, side view. This is, I did that some sort of front view, but I'm gonna redraw side view, front view once. I'm not satisfied yet with these references. The character, I haven't drawn her a lot, but I know when she is good or not. So I'm still learning, and let's see, it's not a character which I've drawn a lot, but if hold on, I need to set a camera here. I should have done this before, just show you. So this is a drawing of her that I think on paper, right? Much better to draw on paper than digital in my opinion. So this is one that I think is good. Then I have another one here. No. Where is the other one? Okay, this one is fine, but it's barely see anything. So anyways, that is so what I'm going to do is that, well, I will be drawing this and start from not exactly from scratch the character making, because I'm gonna reuse some of the meshes that of other projects, even skeleton. So this is a project for a 3D avatar, so I want to make her into not only a 3D animatable character for 3D animated series, web series show, but also because she's part of the cast, although she's more like an antagonist. I want to make, yeah, those ones are okay. You see that her body, her limbs are somewhat slim, or how do you say it? She's different, right? She's anthropomorphic. Even she has a nose, ears, and of course, well, don't show here the tail. She doesn't have multiple tails, but maybe it's a magical property. So anyways, what I need here is that this time I'm not gonna screw up the scales. I'm gonna work a natural scale. And so if you're not familiar with scale, we have the measure here, and this should be 2 meters. So this character, because the species of the gnomes, space gnomes, that I create here, these alien characters, they would be like, yeah, they are shorter than humans. So actually I need to compare with the others. So anyways, here's 2 meters, about 2 meters, right? So I don't need this, right? If I know what I'm doing, yeah, we can see the grid, right? So how it's always can always be a bit complicated. Start a new project in Blender, right? 3D space, it's everything. So also my commands here are a bit different. So let's make some new collection. No, it's inside here. Let's start by making, okay, this will be the environment. So the camera is here. Let's just reduce the sound here. All right. So I have some reference here that I'm gonna show you about this I found everything on Pinterest. So, but of course, my main reference is what I have in paper on here and on my mind. And so here, what I'm doing here. Okay, I need this. Let's bring this to collection here. This will be like grease pencil. So ref or model sheet, right? So, and I need a grease pencil material, so I'm gonna create it right ahead. Actually not, because I'm gonna first save this into Tsukagi, yes, but here will be Tsukagi 01, so it's beginning here of the project. My properties here, settings for this scene are all gonna be messed up, so because I've decided not to have a keyframe here, so I've decided to start a blank new file here in Blender 4.3.0, but I'm going to reuse some files. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna append, because we're gonna reuse this, what I was doing on Aisha. So I'm gonna totally reuse some stuff. So this is not a project entirely from scratch, but I'm gonna rescale the mesh, the armature, the skeleton, not the armature, the skeleton, what is inside the armature object, and the body. We're gonna recalculate some proportions and redraw the face, remodel some shapes of the face, and the cloth is something, the costume, something I'm still under development. So I'm gonna make some roughs here. So first, we'll start just with, we don't need the armature and the mesh here right now, so because the mesh could be useful actually for our reference, but the grease pencil, line art stroke, no, grease pencil annotation, no. So apparently it's this one. No, it's object. Then there would be some model sheet, I guess. There we go. This should be the grease pencil. Okay, so here is Aisha, and I've already rescaled this down to the proper. So you see, this is her height. If we consider in world space, she would be like 1.5 meters tall. So okay, so here is my grease pencil for Aisha. So I'm gonna just change this to Tsukagi model sheet. We're gonna start re-editing these ones. Hold on, we need to go here, the strokes are here. I have a side view here, so there are a lot of things here that maybe I'm gonna just delete, right? Including these guides here, maybe I delete. Well, I'll lock them, I don't care about them. The cloths for Aisha, yes, we don't need them. So yeah, so this we can delete. Front costume, don't need that. Side costume, no. Front hair, now the hair we don't need. Side hair we don't need. front head. Well, this could be relevant in our, oops, what is this? Okay. Yeah, because her Aisha's face is a little closer to, okay, so I have the heads here. So maybe I use this reference, and here the body, we're gonna rework on this. So I have a question about what is going on here, but I'll go intuitively. I don't want to be bothering with that too much. So what I'm going to do, now that I have these values, maybe I keep this as backups, right? So I'm gonna actually duplicate this. Can we duplicate? Yes, we can. So duplicate these two. We're gonna move them up. I probably can mix, right? So maybe we can, yeah, this is simple to do in Greenspencil actually, if we know how that works. So basically, let's try, for example, this one. So I go on edit mode for this front Aisha head. Then we just do actually there's a control here, very important, auto lock inactive layers. All right, so when I click, you see this is super cool. I just never used this, now first time. So I'm gonna Control X here. Actually, yes, Control X, no, Control C. Then Control, actually, yeah, so this is Dorothy's face, I don't want, so Control V. Maybe I'll move this down because it's another character, so it doesn't really, I think this proportion is incorrect anyway, so, but no, I leave like that for now. After I'll assess what to do. So I already got this, but I'm gonna get the, so now I don't need this anymore. I'm gonna just delete front head. This will be already Aisha front, so this is the, no, not Aisha, Tsukagi. And the reason why I'm doing this is because, okay, we're gonna keep this as backups. This is guides, who knows. So the side, I need to do the same thing. Yeah, so for the side, we're gonna go on the side, gonna select this layer, gonna is this Aisha? It looks strange. Okay, anyway, so go here for Dorothy's face. We're gonna delete this. I don't know what are these things, shouldn't be. And then pick this one. No, not this one, this one. I think, yes, this is correct. All right, so maybe this model sheet here is not good, so just Control C and Control V, then I can delete this one. Gonna rename Tsukagi side view, and so if I have here, there we go. We see that the materials we don't see actually very well. So I've seen a Deco's tutorial of making modeling characters and model sheet, and there's an interesting approach for the model sheet that I never used, which implies that the side view actually we would, I like the idea, it's like we can first rotate this -X, and you're gonna place it very close to the side here. So I found this very interesting technique because it might be very good for matching some actually negative rotate z negative 9 no, rotate z rotate 108. Okay, the other side, because I draw from the and then I just place this where I used to do, but this is the preparation. So I've never seen this technique because not a lot of artists in 3D at least do the drawing of the model sheets, right? So for 3D modeling or sculpting. So this is quite interesting, right, folks? Let's also get here. So I've just learned after long time not knowing any new technique or approach to model sheet. Turns out this one sounds interesting. So here the grease pencil doesn't look very nice, and I think this is because I have the materials or something. So now let's see, because this is a completely new stuff, so I think I understand a little better now this stuff. So this stroke base color for this stroke, let's place something very, let's place it this color, and I'm gonna assign these strokes to this, but you see it's not very apparent. It's not something about the render, so there's something missing in my, you see I have a keyframe here, so I'm not gonna touch that. This is still not working, so let's see. I've already assigned these strokes there. We don't need fuel, and I think, oh, I mean the material, of course, it's not the material, so maybe we need the light thing. No, light's not good. Opacity, okay, so there's something wrong about the opacity, but it's still not good. We need perhaps to take off this light. Yes, so now we got something. Masks, let's see if there's anything wrong here. Maybe there is some data here that is maybe some modifier. Yeah, that definitively there's hue saturation, don't need that. Simplify backup, what is this? Oh yeah, so this is a simplify thing. I think I have other solutions now, so I don't need that. So here you see front costume dissolved, mirror, what does that do? Here it lost the influence, right? So this is like mirror front head. This is actually doing something else, so I don't care. Mirror front, so here we're gonna target the Tsukagi front, yes, so this is good. And that's just that, right? We don't need the others. We can also do for material, but for now this is what I need. So here I'm going to delete this guides thing. I think it's useless, and this other stroke here layer, I'm gonna, which is here, so I'm gonna select all, make sure there's, so I'm just gonna keep the guides just in case. So here I want to assign here same material, or maybe for these ones I'm gonna make a different material. So I'm gonna delete this one, I'm gonna duplicate, yeah, so let's just do strokes and duplicate. So this will be side view. We could do it with, yeah, strokes front, strokes side. So this one will be assigned here. So for the side we'll pick a very different color. Alright, and now let's see, we'll still have problems. I don't have a light, so maybe that's what's happening. No, so we have some fade inactive objects, maybe that. So there are a lot of things here. Yeah, so my file is my grease pencil is corrupted. No, of course it's not that. What's happened? What is this grid here? I have no idea. Okay, so maybe something that I need to fix this anyway. So I don't have a light, so I've deleted it. So let's just add a light sunlight, place it here. Okay, then okay, the filters, I don't like this, so let's get these settings to start with. So this is what I'm talking about. Everything here is not adequate for my workflow, so let's make the lamp unselectable. All right, so now almost there, right? Oh, okay. Maybe we need to show us. Let's try this. Matcap, flat. Oh, attribute. Okay, this is better. Finally, so this is the way to go. So for now, I'm working on that. I think the attribute, color attribute. Although I haven't painted it with color attribute, I've reapplied this thing, right? So, but it seems to be holding some wrong colors, right? Strangely. Anyways, assign. Okay, so we see that it works. And as for, yeah, I got this option now is starting to get annoying, right? Because I want to be I don't want to be, so these are just backup, right? Just in case I messed up, so I don't have to. So let's move back here. Yeah, so this is little slow progress, I know, but we're soon gonna be start. So fixing stuff slowly. So this one, can this help now? Fade inactive layer, fade inactive object. What is this? Fade grease pencils? No. This one we have objects going on, right? So yeah, so then the rendering is terrible. Okay, so this one can work, but all right. This looks corrupted, right? So like color attributes, why this thing is like it is. I'm using the material, right? Okay, so let's something is, maybe this has a special tint. Oh, the opacity. All right, so very stupid from my part. Okay, very basic. So those options are very confusing, right? But at least I know I was missing something important, but still these things are not being correspondently swept. So anyways, we can start now. This one, now I want to use the opacity, so I start by making the, yes, so to have Tsukagi here, we're gonna use this as some, also let me show you the other reference which I have for inspiration for the character, right? I'm just nothing super research, just something. Right, I have some stuff funny actually. So let me show you what's the mood of the character. So here there's this idea of the fox mask, kitsune mask. So this is very important. So I've realized that many of these characters that have this kind, besides of the furry anthropomorphic aspect, they usually have the shoulders, because it's sensual, right? And so we have some opening coat, something like that. I have already an idea, of course, for the cloths, but I don't know how. I never drew these clothes in detail. So here's some Japanese, all this from Pinterest. So I'm not gonna, so maybe there's something about real stylized fox that I might want some ideas here. The fur, I don't know. This is just, it could be thousands of images, but here's, I don't know, I like this image, especially for the eyes and eyelashes. So not too far from what I'm already doing, but okay, so essentially the expression, right? Let's continue here. So here, anime reference. So here's more about the cloth, right, style. You see this character. So usually there's this pattern. Yes, there's loincloth, I think, how they call this. She will not be wearing this clothes, of course. But then I've seen this one. So it's sort of, yeah, probably this sexualized Japanese clothes. I don't think that, maybe that existed in the historical, possibly, I don't know. But yeah, I've seen this recurrently, especially in this, maybe it became a, yeah, so I don't know the history of that. And you see the amount of details on the stuff. So we can think this is a bow, then we have many layers and many textures, very beautiful stuff. I need to find how to do that. But yeah, so you see again the shoulders, and there is this part that might be a bit open. So and there is a long, not necessarily like that, but long loincloth, and yeah. So this idea of how do you say, falling, hanging clothes. So this is something. So here another of these characters. So here maybe you could get some inspiration for the ears or some, yeah, and cloth again. But this is not the type. She's too shy here. So this is not for her. This is more like her, right? But yeah, so something like this maybe you could make. Then here we have this high, so some idea of the elongation of the ears, and again, all these I found on YouTube. So I hope this doesn't cause problem in the stream anyways. And here just a thing for the eyes or something just caught my attention at some point, and the silhouette, right? But it's not like ours. And the last reference here, so maybe here the only reference I'm gonna use is perhaps this and this for the clothes. Yeah. So then we have additionally some, yeah, there is some, hold on, where it is. So I have a video here that someone made, the smuggiest VTuber, and so basically this one, I'm gonna play here because there's a cool music, and so basically you see that this is something what I'm gonna do, although this might be a 2D avatar, I'm not sure. No, I think it's 3D. So you see this is too sexualized, so I want something sensual but not that sexualized. So don't want her to be barely naked or naked and or something like that, but it doesn't mean I can't use some ideas here. See again this small part there, I think it's all reference. Shoulders, showing at least one of them, and the expression, the eyes here, although the character design is very different, right? This is pure anime, what I have, but the expressions are quite remembering the mood, right, of the character. So anyways, because yeah, I've even learned this, or relearned this expression, the smuggest. So this Tsukagi is a smugger character, right? So here let's go back to the thing here, and yeah, so the drawings that I have here are still sort of poor, but you see here the height. So where it will be interesting here to have some backup, well, because exactly here, let's hide this side for now, and we have the backup for, yes. So you see, if I rescale this, hold on, let's bring this like this. If I gonna rescale this one, let's unlock in some way, of course. Well, there's a mirror modifier, so here I'm gonna have to proceed. How to do this? Scale with the 3D cursor. Yeah, scale with the 3D cursor. All right, Z or X. So yeah, so this is how I'm gonna do. This will be a bit tricky because I don't see anything here in Blender. Yeah, I really need to scale here. Oh, this will help. Yeah, select mode. I knew there would be some way. So this, so you'll see I have the reference for original Aisha there, or maybe the bodies for. So this the Kitsune character, the Aisha, the Tsukagi, sorry, she'll be a bit taller, not too much, right? So because she needs to be slimmer also, because she's some sort of anthropomorphic. So I hope that will work, but in principle she'll be not too much taller, just a little. I was thinking about that, and then we can of course scale to the, yeah, so one thing, yeah, so actually it will be the equivalent. So I'm gonna make her not wider, but it's just about the arms. Yeah, maybe the face, scale again, scale Z. Okay, so I'm gonna use these proportions, and I'm gonna validate this, and I think I can delete this now because it's too annoying to be dealing with that without boxes to separate it. So it's just also for these guides. Oh, I forgot to scale the guides altogether. So now I'm gonna just delete them. So here now starts the job that I need to. All right, so here also I forgot. I should have scaled this also. So I'm gonna lock this one. So I'm just gonna try to match here somewhat equivalent. All right, so I'm going to redraw, right, because this character will be a bit different. So I'm gonna lock this. I'm gonna get here, actually, yeah, this is, so this is like front, this is, yeah, so this is like, this will become the backup, or org for original, it doesn't matter. So because I'm gonna redraw, because if I don't redraw it will be just too bad, right? You need to do this correctly, right? So so there's nothing here. I'm gonna draw from here. I could even use another material. So this one first, I'm gonna lower the opacity, gonna hide, let's use lights, why not. Then I'm going to, yeah, this one I'm gonna disable, and then here I'm going to, we don't need onion skinning, let's save here, so we're making progress. And let's go back with the soundtrack that, alright folks, so here some progress I intend to achieve today on this. So like complete the model sheet front and side. If I could only do that, that will be actually a lot, a good. So Control Tab 8. Let's go to, now I need the grease pencil selected. We don't need this enabled, so this will be for the mesh. So I don't know, yeah, and this will be like just so we need this for now. This will be useful here, so I'm gonna, can't we put that on top? No, okay, so gonna be like that, unless I put this on the scene directly. Yeah, this is better. So select the grease pencil, Control Tab 8, and we go back here. I need to have those reference. Oh yeah, this is why I've got on object mode. So this is not a super good drawing, but I like the contrast, so it can be serve as a small inspiration. Here we're gonna also, this is good one for the model sheet front view, right? So we're gonna keep it about here. And the other one, I should be drawing even a new one, right? So, and this is also, this is the also good reference here. So those things shouldn't be in front, so let's change their opacity here. And I don't have the alt here, so I'm gonna, yeah, so I'm just gonna copy alt to selected. No, copy to selected. Okay, to selected, right? No, all right, so need to select. Apparently those things were not. Copy to selected, copy alt to select. Oh, now it worked. Yeah, so it needed to also activate. All right. So my idea here indeed would be to start some rough. So I need some extra here for sketching. So sketch. It will be good that I make some sketches like that. No, sketch. So for a moment I forgot how that was written. So I need to get some space here. Let's draw here, and let's draw on the grease pencil. Yes, okay, to use a layer for sketching. Let's get some material. It could be this one, doesn't need to be a pencil, or maybe it will be a good idea if it is a pencil. Do I have my organic brush somewhere? Not sure it was saved. Organic pencil. Yes, I have my organic pencil here. And this material, I'm gonna use a new material for that. So materials, front. Why are those materials always white? So new black, Okay, so let's get this then. Okay, definitely this is good. So why this was having this color, it's beyond my... Maybe it was the... We can give it a better... No, we use the material, but we're gonna change this. Let's see if this is working. Let's get some... This material is getting some weird lights, opacity. Very strange. Color attribute. Alright then, let's just use the... Alright, I'm gonna use the color attribute. I wanted the material, but I don't know, the material is responding to the environment in some strange way, so it's okay to use this. I want a color that fits here, but I can't find... In the end I will end up with a white. Okay. This screen is just... This world is just horrible, right? For this work. How do you get this thing better? Need to address the background, world, viewport. Oh, I can change something here. Ah, that is much better, right? So let's get something more neutral here that is more inspiring to work. Like a... Yeah, so workspace is sacred, right? It's very important, so we can't just dismiss in any way. We need to be smart and thoughtful about those things as well. So it looks like I have some problem with this organic. Maybe it's just too dot stroke. What is happening? It's not suddenly not looking like the pencil that it was supposed to be, but okay, let's just use... Okay, this one, and finally let's use this one. So I'm gonna just rough here and see if I can get better drawings for her. Yeah, so I have like if I would to draw a big head right here, but no, let's start just roughing something more. So I'm not sure for her if I want a larger chin, more adult would be, or something more like that, like a muzzle shape. So it would make sense the more muzzle shape, but because she's taller. Yeah, so this is something I'm... And also thinking of protruding her nose. So it makes more sense. So I've been making some explorations. So there's this idea of drawing eyes, that we start to draw the eyeball first. Rough, and from the eyeball then we start to draw the eye contour. This is a very sophisticated method that I've never learned until YouTube. So you see, this is the lid crease here, depending on the character design. Of course, her lid crease might be much smaller here. So I did wrong the eyeball. or I did right, but the eyeball is much more inside, and so the lid crease will appear here, right? So I'm not sure if I want her, because she's an alien, like I don't need to be like a real fox that would have, it will be, she could have other shapes for the pupil. That really, I'll need to think more about that. So for now, can do some sort of merge, like a cat's eye. And so the eyebrows, I think, a bit like Aisha, but I don't want to. There are some interesting ideas that I've seen, so could be something like more stylized, or start big and some feminine way makeup that it can also be interesting. Starts broad and then it suddenly disappears. So I've seen that, or it is very slight. So I don't want to do as Aisha, who had eyebrows like that. This is something different, right? So I think I like this idea that I've seen. So let's, but I never draw that, so I don't know really how that works. So I'm gonna do, as you can see, it's horrible to draw in this digital mean compared to pencil, right? So here I'm not sure if I want, yeah, this part of could be nice, but it shouldn't be very apparent in my opinion. So there'll be subtle effects, yeah. And so here for the muzzle, this will just a shape that won't really necessarily show, but she could have. So there's many ways to represent that, and I'm just not, I didn't make up my mind totally, right? If she would have fur on her face or on her body, maybe the extremities, the hand, yeah, the ears, the tail, yeah. So that is, and she has some sort of a wider mouth, not too much like other characters, but yeah, wider mouth than Aisha, for instance. So she has some more, and she has of course the fang. So this is grease pencil, so it's very easy to move things around if you are not satisfied, so you can have some control, right? That is interesting, but I'm not gonna be doing this all the time, right? Because it's time consuming and somewhat artificial. I come from 2D background, so I don't need that, right? So you can develop even some other shapes. So there are a lot of things that for the character design that I still have to consider, right? Reconsider, but for now, okay. Then the hair, there is, I know what, actually I don't know exactly, especially this part here, so I'm gonna try to, yeah, I'll keep it simple then. So start with something like that, and then the others will be, this is not working. Okay, so this thing is too big, right? And it's not that it shouldn't be, but in this nearly three-quarters view, this can be a problem. So it needs to be careful. It's a character design thing. So here I can already set the ears. I was never very good at drawing these ears, although it apparently is very simple, but I just don't have a good technique for that. So I think, no, this is not the, okay, so here I'm trying to erase, but having trouble with the, so here the ears will be the one of the elements which will have fur, and they will be black or some, could be some maroon. Then there's some stuff here, so I'm gonna be very, I won't care too much about the details here. I didn't thought she could have, no, she will be too teaching, like, no, so she doesn't need the glasses, but it could be like, how to say, funny. Okay, so now her hair is sort of, maybe I can make something better about the hair improvements in the character design, but yeah, so her face is looking okay, although too much stuff near the eyes that prevent me from looking exactly what they are like, assessing, right? And you also might have even more difficulty than I, because the drawing is, I should, at least me, I should understand what I'm drawing, right? But you don't need to. So yeah, so here we got, you see the lid, top lid crease, bottom lid crease, those are very subtle. Not so much maybe the, and here you'll have, of course, can have some makeup here for this top eyelid, or even on top of the lid crease, so it's a now blurry area here that can have some, especially the eyelid, and a little more under the, around, under, yeah, into the eye hole socket, but still above the, but in this case above the lid crease, which here is subdividing the wrong way. So maybe here the eye should go more on the top, so here's the line of the eyelid crease, and here you have a curvature that is sort of hard to figure out in some drawing, so where the makeup line will sort of vanish, or it could continue, but this area is a bit 3D-ish complicated. Alright, so here we established some okay, those mocap track YouTubers are interesting. Welcome, Dumuzi. Yes, so very interesting. So I'm considering using the VC face, I think that's how it's called. Welcome, Dumuzi, by the way. So I'm considering using the VC face. I've been looking at some tutorials and documentation. I didn't install it and make some tests, but did some 1 or 2 months ago, very early stats. And now I'm confident that I should be able to make it. And I've seen some tutorials. They're not good tutorials so far. I've seen because already it's complicated. It's too niched, right? Although it's very popular. I would like to make a tutorial, but I need to learn the technique first. So there are people doing this stuff. People can. Yeah, I can sell probably. If I learn, I can make the tutorial and even sell these models. I think it might worth a lot of money, especially if you specialize just a little, right? So I'm interested in that. Here is where I need to be careful. So here's already the body, and she's gonna be a little different, right? So of course I know how to draw my characters, but in her case she has a different anatomy that I need to take into account. So maybe this pose is not super adequate. Let's try again. The hair, of course, here is bad in this part because of the yeah, so I think something like that, right? So I'm considering maybe she has fur in the forearm, something like that. Okay, now I don't know what happened, that that image got in the way, right? So and also I'm interested in the activity of YouTubing, VTubing, but this is for later. I need to complete this first and see if I can make an avatar. So maybe here already my erasing, I have trouble with erasing with my current. Why I'm drawing behind? I have just a wrong mistake here, misclick. Oh yeah, there's this problem. It's lagging, so they need to make some report, some stuff here, but anyways, better. Yeah, so she'll go more into a style of 3D cartoon than actually my main character, so it's different. And for the legs, I don't know if she has paws or, so this is something I'm not. Of course she'll might be wearing something here different, but and yeah, this is a bit confusing. Let's restart that. She can have some. There's a bad pose. So yeah, so I'm not able to catch here the proper expression for the legs, but it's something like that, and already you get some idea. So, and here we can have all this sort of stuff for the Japanese thing that is come here. So you can have this idea of multiple layers of, so loincloth here and more stuff going on here, and yeah, so, and here there could be this hanging thing here, more layers, and but this will be appear in front of everything else, and the shoulder should be exposed. Alright, so a lot of things, and then for this upper arm we can also get something. So she has some serious nails, right? So here, so I think this might be an okay representation. Wait, no, it's all grease pencil, so I don't know why the drawing appeared different here and there. So anyway, so this is this part. So I think I'm able to draw her. So I'm gonna be using, you see the loincloth here. So this was a quick proposition of course for cloth. I have never designed her properly, like here you see the anatomy is different. Here is a bit more realistic or more close to the other characters. Let's get here into the... Okay, so this is actually the... Okay, let's get the sketch. We got the front and side, and this is a nothing here. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna draw here on this. We are gonna reduce the opacity of this one, of the sketch. Good. Then I'm going to draw front will be maximized, and this will gonna reduce by a lot. So this is my... She's already on the tallness required. So now I'm gonna use a mirror modifier applied to this front. Yeah, we can actually use this. Okay, we can... Well, you know, this is not necessary. We can just do this, and it will be better for our inspiration, right? Even I think I'm gonna reduce even more the opacity of this one, even more. Something like that. Alright, so I'm gonna start to... So this position I'm gonna use. So let's start already with the eyeballs, right? So I don't need to... Oh, let's start with the head. So yeah, I'm not gonna fall into the trap of attempting to match this to a square here, because this is bullshit, right? In this case, I must consider that the... Oh, actually this will be... No, this is not bullshit. I'm wrong, folks. Oh, alright. I made a mistake, folks. The way I'm working on this model sheets is different, and I've deleted the reference. Okay, let's I need to just look how height this goes from the... Yeah, so my strategy was actually that I was using the same head as a start position, then the character grows from top to bottom. So this is why it's displaced from the word origin. So I'm gonna just open here the Aisha project here just to see her model sheet here. No, not line art. Aisha model sheet, right? And Let's make it fast here. Need to get the on object mode. Still inside the armature. No, pose mode, object mode. Come on. So here, there we go. We're larger. Yeah, so it's basically you see the ball of the head is here. It matches or should match. Okay, so that means she has one. Yeah, so it's like 1.6. So this is 1, this is 2 meters, so it's about, this is 1.5. So halfway in the square, so yeah, 1.6 meters. So this is where I need to put this. So this is how I'm gonna do there, folks. So I got confused because long time I don't create, and I'm still trying to get used to. But I'm doing this because I want these character designs. They are mostly equivalent, so they are not. I'm doing this because I want to have control over the proportions. So you see here, what I'm gonna do is gonna match the head circle, which would be somewhere like here, right? Match the head circle to this 1.6, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you see, the chin doesn't count because the circle is here, not here. This is the chin, is the jaw goes beyond below. So this is normal. So this character, she's just this higher, taller than Aisha. So I'm gonna, now I can continue. So I'm gonna go back, lock this stuff. So this fixed, so it's very simple. I just needed the measurements, the correct. And now we also don't need that. So I think it will be impossible now to get it wrong. Of course, occasionally my drawings be boring in model sheet, right? But very incorrectly boring. Press these annotations. I hate when annotations don't do Control Z, and I don't know why this happens. Maybe it's because of need to be on pose mode to do that. All right, so let's go back here and draw mode. Okay, this is the organic pencil. I'm gonna use a new tint here. Something is strange about this stroke here, folks. It doesn't feel like smooth as it were before. Just to make sure, yes, okay. Alright, so now let's redraw this circle. It will be that. So this is not important. Like, Terrible to draw a circle. There's a stabilizer. This is hold shift, I guess. Even terrible. Yeah, so this bad results here. With maybe with proportional editing we can make some adjustments. Then the mirror doesn't have a proper setting. It doesn't auto merge. So this is something. Mine. This is gigantic. Okay, there we go. So there need to make some upgrades here. This circle is horrible. Let's smooth this out, right? Subdivide and smooth, subdivide and... No, it's not subdivide and... Simplify. Simplify stroke factor. This is too sharp, right? But that is just the... Alright, so subdividance. Okay, so a great way to destroy the progress. So there's still problem with this mirroring of merging the mirror modifier, but I won't care about that. The mirror is just a should be a helper thing, and here we're gonna scale this up, right? Oh, it is dotted. I see. So I need to subdivide it. Alright, so no, I know what's happening here, folks. Is that I've made the dotted line too... Better not edit those strokes. Okay, let's do this manually again. I have the stabilizer, right, so... Finally, so that's why you need to warm up a little at least. And so here I need to get this right because this can cause a lot of confusion later. So usually the characters, they would have this thing a little more extended here. And here we got, can be thinner, yeah, so here the circle is just like that, an imaginary line. So here we go. Even we could make this into a different layer, but now let's keep it like that. So it's a stroke, right? It is separate, it won't merge. I'm not using auto merge here. I think that exists. Okay, so let's go now for the muzzle or the nose. I'm not totally sure where it should be. Lower or upper? I'm tempted to place it lower. Yeah, lower, because we can rely more on a curvature here for which will not be, yeah, you see what I mean, right? Although this is too much, right? So and I don't want this line there, so it's just not in the front view at least. But we can have this kind of feature here, but no, it will be too. Maybe we can try to emulate it in a smart way, like this, right? Have something squarey here and then. Okay, so for the eye hole, I need to be careful. So the shape, I will already draw the eye with some interesting shape here, like angular shape. If I check other character designs, like the only good okay reference that well, let's recheck here. Nothing interesting here, nothing too interesting here. This one, yeah, so no, too far, no. Yeah, so something very flat in here, but it's not like this is. Oh, okay, this is interesting. So and this can be interesting too. Oh, that's it, but this I already know. Yeah, so the idea is basically to push up, right? Which I'm already doing, but push in a special way. Okay, let's also consider the other VTuber here. So you see her expressions, the eyes are, these curvatures of the eyelashes and eye contour are, well, the curvature here is like it's too rounded, but even though it is rounded, it gets, well, it's always smiling, right? So it's a curvature like that. So it's a like this kind of curvature. So it's a always smiling curvature, which grants this idea of always, yeah, smuggest and even a bit of pervert, right? So, or joker, right? So this is exactly. So I need to get this kind of, but the eyelid. So yes, so this, you see, I have a curvature here. It doesn't need to be that actually by default, but we can consider this as part of the character design. So because you have the muzzle here, I should be able to get some idea here, considering furry techniques, right? So you can get something like that already. So this character is different. So here we could consider, yeah, so here is where I don't know what to do. Should it go down, like here? No, certainly not like that, but should it match? Should it be more like that? Would be strange like that, but yeah, something, but you get the idea, right? Or should it probably shouldn't be rounder, but rounder can also work actually. Or should it be something more like here, right? Can also be like a cat face. So this, yeah, a lot of ideas, right? So this is, but I'm more inclined to, yeah, so I think it must be some, not, maybe a bit like that. I don't need to push like that, I think, or should I? It's gonna hold some interest, and then I'm gonna push down this line instead of getting like here. Although this can also be nice, yeah, this kind of curvature for the characters, although not exaggerated, but in some way that might make sense. Yes, you see? So this is something that it should be very subtle maybe. So it's sort of not trivial. I'm gonna explore more, but I'm gonna gonna attempt that. So then, now for this, the top lid would be indeed, it doesn't need to be exactly like that, but let's lower down the lid crease, the top lid crease, and bring up the bottom lid crease, right? So about here. Actually, this should be pushed, right? So it will be about here. So here, see, there's a combination of curvatures which are quite complex. So here we can already start to have this, the eye contour. The idea of here, keep pulling this up, right, very strong here. And then just push them to the side. The problem here is that the lid crease should be here to match. I don't have it. This one doesn't have lid crease, right? So so this is the eyelash thing. So the top lid crease will be very close. So I'm gonna push this down. And I'm gonna make some how to, without the eraser is very hard, so I'm just gonna keep brushing this for now. So here we can get small curvature here, and we can play with that. Yeah, we can do something like that. It was not my intention in the beginning, but okay, this can work. So we don't want this line going down. We want it going up. We don't want the eye too close here to the... We want more to the center here. And we want a cat's eye type pupil. And here the idea of the eyebrow starts very close here, then it gets very bold here and starts to vanish. Maybe, yeah, I don't know how to do this. Maybe the beginning is also not like that, so let's undo and let's check some, again, the reference of the, is this one? Yeah, so no, it's very different, right? Very stylized. So let's see, for some reason it works, right? So anyways, let's go back here, and you see I'm picking bits of reference for here and there and trying to create something original out of that. So yeah, so I want something. It's like not these artists, they created those things entirely from scratch. No, they also got copied, created a lot. So I think this is interesting. So here I'm not sure if this shape would be nice, but you see that there are a lot of propositions here, right? Should it follow? Should it go up? Should it... I never drew eyebrows like that, bulky. but I understand some idea about it, so it can be, maybe I pick this one, and yeah, maybe I can do something like that, but not so. Alright, it's not ideal, but I would do more. And then of course the ear we don't do, so there will be a different. Yeah, so the idea for the ear is to we have a mass here, and then this part is in for short is in the front, and then it sort of blends. This other part is in the back, so this part is intermediate and it's in front here, and it's often hard. I don't know really how the ear connects anatomically speaking, but neither here, so there'll be a lot of hair, right? So then for the hair here, I won't care about the symmetry here, so I'm gonna just leave it like that. And so oops, not that. So eventually we'll be getting the idea. Probably this hair the hair actually I should do on another layer, because the hair, yeah, totally. So it'll be Tsukagi hair front. So here, yeah, I need to be doing this now, so this, of course, there's no symmetry. Okay, so here we can play with asymmetry, but it will be mostly the same, just some variation here. So I'm creating here some random thing. I'm not sure how it should be. Let's see, in principle. Okay, we have a reference here I am not using. It's not very good, but the side here is somewhat interesting. Very, even going up here, I like a little this idea. Here we have this and then for the rest is just like something like that, right? So this can be improved. This is just the, I don't like this preposition here because it looks like another character, so that I already have, so I need to try to do something different. Same as here, this is too, so I need to attempt something slightly different. Yeah, so I think a bit chaotic there in the middle should be fine. Curvy maybe on both directions. Then we start to have this. Then here we start to get this, right? And here it's go actually, it tends to go lower, right? So okay, and then I can turn off the opacity. Let's go to the front again, and let's get now, yeah, my attribute is lost, but I think we can sort of get it back from here, but it doesn't really matter, the color is similar. So here now we can address, so I want to make her thinner because she's anthropomorphic. So here we'll have some awkward results because of this, which might be a little unexpected. Maybe I'll have to scale her up in the end in some ways. So I'm not gonna build exactly the cloths. I'll try something, right? She's more cartoony like, so there's some more freedom here and can be funnier. Actually, this is the master cartoonish styles, right? That I just don't draw too much. I'm not expert on them, but I love them. So artists that can draw this very animatable, cartoony. If I need to train that, I need to draw like this. I don't know. I mean, I'm talking about stuff like this, right? Even not as clean. There's something more really rough, right? For animation drawings, right? Turns out that I didn't learn from that school. I learned more from something more realistic and stiff and less interesting, in my opinion, less wild. So a bit of frustration for me. I prefer if I had learned like good old cartoonists that really don't care about. They go really wild, and my drawing is stiff compared to them. So this is something I like. I can draw stuff like this. Is not even a good reference, but I have better reference on Pinterest. What exactly what I mean? Nor this. No, hold on. One thing I don't get is why the torso is so long. Oh yeah, so for this character or for the others, for all my characters. Or this character. If you can, this is very important because this one I've elongated on purpose, maybe even a bit more than here, exaggerated just a little, but not too much, just a little. But if you mean of my whole all my characters, for all of them, okay. So this is because this is because of the character design, how it is, like aesthetical choices, right? So for example, it's proportions. It's all about the perception of the proportions. Let me give an example. So if I get here on a new layer, because my style, if I were to, there are many proportions are very varying, right? It depends on the artist, it depends on the style, the school. So if I get, for example, my drawing is something like that, right? My sketches, right? So that means that you see there's the line of follow this. So there is a tendency to have in all this motion, right, this stuff here, very expressive, very linishful and curved. So because I draw very fast, I need lines, I need to do these strong curvatures. And if I have a torso that is not, if I have a torso which is, if I have a torso that is not elongated, I can't do this. Well, I can do, but in a lower torso, which can work, but then it won't fit the expression. And so, of course, this is just one explanation because it goes beyond my understanding. But basically, if I draw a torso for my character here, like in more realistic proportions, you have the torso, then you have you have the abdomen, then you have the hips, and you have everything, and you have this structure, and then you go the shoulders and trapezium and collarbone, whatever you get, and the pectoralis, and then here you go. So you get all the structure, right? And so the problem arises that this, which anime do a lot, right? Comics, anime, realistic drawing, academics, right? They have all this structure which is very, very rigid, right? You don't have, you can, of course, this depends on the style, but in principle it's sort of stiffening if you compare to a drawing that is more cartoony, that has this kind of curvature, right? And then you still have the hip structure, but it's way more exaggerated, right? So then what happens if you get slim characters like the ones I do, that because of these curvatures here, and you have to adjust the elements of the torso in all this elongation, you need to fit things correctly or in a way that is proportional. So in the example of the breast, although it might look strange to certain people, for me it doesn't look strange because I know the proportions of my characters approximately. So anatomically, a lot of the boobs, they fall from gravity, so there usually are certain distance, right, from the, but because the case of these characters, their breasts are not very big. I don't do the melon or stuff, watermelon type, right? But okay, so they this idea of hanging like nearly to the doesn't exist in my experience, but I know that things exist. So but you cannot just because the breasts are not big in the characters, and so they don't have too much mass to hang down, like the example I gave you. So they need to be very stiffness to stick to the shoulder in a. And women are different, men are different. So some will extend more, some will extend less, or more be connected. But there's in principle some. So this idea won't work here. I mean the anatomic, because the torso needs to be stretched. So you need to stretch the features of the torso, including the position and the shape of the breast. So instead of having, for example, the breast, oh, this is the thoracic cage, so actually the thoracic cage would stretch down maybe to somewhere here, and then the breast would be here, and so you have this line going down like here. Of course I can draw the breast here, or I can draw here, but if I draw here, is still here midway, it's still okay. Might be better sometimes, might be, depends on the character, but if I draw them too close, then it will ruin the proportions, because then you'll have a lot of space here while there'll be nothing, just bony structure, just empty flesh. So it doesn't make sense to proportional thinking. So you need to so basically the features of the spine, they are the torso, they are, so there's a region where I can place those breasts. Same for the beginning of the end of the thoracic cage at the bottom. There's a range that I can, the range for the nostril, for the belly, and a range for the hips and the waist. So all this is about the, so it's a layering, right? And if you only, you can only see this if you pay attention to different styles and compare their proportions, and it's a lot of feeling. So, but it's very visual. So there's, like, if you have, so if the anatomic proportion is like I don't know, 1 to 1, let's say. It's just a stupid example, but let's say it's pectoralis with shoulders and thoracic cage will be here, but let's say this is the middle torso, and here the hips, and the belly would be somewhere like here. So if you can divide this in 3, for a stretched elongated torso, you do the same, but then you have, you see, the stretching of these elements. And so this is why you have, for example, and then you can play with that, right? Oh, maybe this is not good here, it's not looking good, so let's bring this belly more to the bottom. Maybe the thoracic cage here, let's bring it, make it very big. Maybe, you name it, it depends on the style, but I know in my case I need to make the stretching, so this is how this is working. And if I do different, it's experimental, right? So it can look good, but it can also be bad. So I already know what I like to do, so this is why I don't even need to do it's like brainless. I do it, of course, if I'm exploring different character designs, slightly different character designs. So this is, you see, it's stretched. It's just because it is the style, and it relates to the proportion. So I don't care about golden proportion. Maybe I'm doing golden proportion here and there, and I don't even know. For me, what matters is the, I don't know, name whatever crystal, proportion, or mineral proportion. I don't care about golden ratio and those things. I care about what looks good, and if that thing is golden ratio or something good that was never understood. So the artist know the proportions, right, by heart, even if he doesn't know how to name them. Okay, let's continue here. So I need to go back to the grease pencil and the brush, and I think I'm the wrong layer. Yeah, I'm in the wrong layer. Tsukagi front. Oh, I'm playing the animation. Okay, what's happening that I can't... There's something wrong. Oh, here maybe. Oh, it's something about the... Something happening about the... Okay, this... the... Okay. Here, of course, I can make some change. For example, maybe I decide that this is too low, so you can... But you see, I'll never put these things here, because it makes no sense to me. It needs to be... maybe the arms can be a bit lower here. This character is slightly different than the others that I'm doing, so I need to think it also make some exceptions. This won't work. Right, so this brush is terrible, right? Super lagging. And I don't know why this like that, but okay, let's use a little here. This character can have a thinner waist, and then because she's more cartoony, can have all sort of so here the idea would be to, yeah, so still trying to follow the so you see the area of the, yeah, all the limbs, they are sort of elongated. Here I can make this oh, here, I want to make a different approach to the hand. I've seen that indeed some artists do that in 3D. So I think it's a good thing. Like getting the hand like this. I think this is actually a good, maybe it's much better, because for the arm it could be more regular for certain things. And also it's much better to draw the hand like that, and you don't have to do a top drawing for the hand. So you already fix this in the arm is more relaxed like that, although the arm is always bizarre, right? In relation to the legs, I think. So I don't know for the I key or the axis here, maybe this can be more problematic, I don't know. But the cool thing is that the back of the hand is aligned with the back of the arm, right, the elbow. But then the elbow is not aligned with the shoulder. Okay, it's just the forearm that is pointing back and the shoulder is pointing up. Of course, this is a stupid conception, but as if there is an up or down, but or back, front and back, but you got the idea. So you have this thing, and then in the back of the hand, of the elbow and the shoulder, So there is, we could say, this tilting. Okay, let's, then here this needs to be about here, and then here we got some line here, the belly would be about here, then here we got, yeah, so there's too much lines. I can clean up this at some point, but the nostril is super important, so I already have a reference here. Maybe it will be about here indeed, so nothing, maybe nothing to change here too much. So the same idea here. Here maybe I change a little, and see I get a shape that is more ovaloid here, and human bone structure is weird as hell. Yeah, totally alien, right? Totally alien, right? Imagine if the aliens see our body, they will probably will be terrorized. Yeah, so here the, but there is a logic to it, so this is the beauty, right? I find human body very, very beautiful, especially when it comes to the motion, to the movement, to the flexibility, to the everything. Alright, so I think we've got some good front. I think I've represented her well enough, although here maybe she's too much cat looking. I think this is, I need to investigate this better, but yeah, I have to, the hair here, yeah, I need to address this in some way, but okay. Let's go now for the side view, and this is where for the side view I'm gonna use, so I'm gonna lock this, make this like here. Let's create another, this will be Tsukagi side, and we're gonna pull this down. We're gonna be looking at not this, not this, oh yes, this. So I'm gonna here, so this is where I'm going to draw here Tsukagi's side. I'm gonna draw, trying to match. So this is, I'm gonna use Diku's proposal here for that. I'm gonna draw the side right close to the, yeah, okay, I'll still, this will be a bit mess because I need to use this reference here, otherwise I have to manually, yeah, I think I prefer that, like that, but at least I can see the front and very close to it, so this will allow me to get better without even the requirement of the guides. So here here is interesting. Her nose will be more like, well, here there's different propositions for that, so I could carve this more, which could be nice. For this could be a bit more, her forehead might be a bit different, and I feel that could be nice. So this could be more carved in, and then we got the muzzle like here, and so here we get this thing. You see that the mouth seems to be here. This is the side, so for this expression it will be about this height, so she could be like here, and this will be a bit difficult to get here, but the fang would be somewhere like here, right? Then here I'm not sure how this will go, so need to find out this point. Here I've lost because this I don't usually draw, so I need to catch the curvature here. And here we have a problem. Of course the head here will have some, the skull will go back in my character design. And here, although it might look awkward, that maybe the muzzle here is too exaggeratedly retracted, so or maybe not, I don't know. So here you can already reuse this shape somehow. Ah, yes, I see here. So I need this line here will take some work because I don't have a quarter view here. This will be complicated. I already see that won't be easy. So if I'm lucky, yes, but I think this will be difficult. Okay, so here we're gonna try to push this forward maybe, and here I don't know if I want something like this or more rounded. Let's do like this for now. Yeah, a lot of lines here that are, I don't need to say it's lagging a little, or maybe I need to say, yeah, so this thing like going up might be nice, right? She's like, so this is why this curvature might be important. All right, then let's get here. We got some, yeah, maybe this, Yeah, so for the skull, I'm not sure now because she's a bit different type. Maybe it could be more even, or could be less. She'll have a cat-like skull, I don't know. The position here, it's always look weird in the character design, often look weird, I mean, with the without hair, right? I think here I'll decide this in the modeling, right? I'm just gonna draw one of these and fit some sort of circle around it. Should it go back or? I don't even know here, so I need to look at some reference, but for now it's just here in 3D, I think. I will look at that later, so for now I don't care. I think this curvature can be better here. Something like that, right? So, and delete this. So they meet. This area could range more towards here, right? So maybe actually the ear, yeah, so try to pull this closer to the what would be an ear socket, let's say. And this is an illusion, maybe the ear actually doesn't bypass this certain height here, which needs to be considered. And also there's a lot of space that could be used in the back, so I'm gonna, all right. And then the body, yeah, so here I might find some trouble with the, oh, there's still the muzzle, right? This will be tough. I mean, this can pose some trouble, so I'm just gonna make like here. I like this going up, and so the idea of having fur here is why I think that can be interesting, but I'm not convinced it will be a good idea. So let's just do like this. It looks like I need the eye to be more to the bottom here, or I have a problem with this curvature here in the motion that I'm attempting. So this is why doing this is difficult if I don't fix that curve first, because there is already this one for the muzzle. Yeah, there's something that is not going on. Maybe the eye positioning is too much to the front. Might be the case. So anyways, but then you see where the mouth is, right? So you have this, have to consider many things. So this is, yeah, this is tough. So let's leave it like this and go for the body here. So I'm gonna use this. It is possible to make fur, but I don't know how you would approach it in your style. I'm already doing, right? Yeah, but here in the, it will be here. Basically, it's just a transition between in this character, in this race or species. It's just a transition between the, right, very cartoony, nothing special, just a transition between fur and skin, nothing more than that. Of course, to put it in 3D language or even in 2D graphism, because I haven't drawn this character too much, let's just take a reference as the cartoon from right, the cartoons from American traditional shows, right? The these, right? Same idea, right? You have a character there, then maybe there is some fur here in the pectoral region and stuff like that. In 3D, there are many artists which are doing this kind of fur also. It's just some low poly thing that protrude from certain regions. So I've seen that. It looks cool. Of course, the combination must match the character design, right? So this is another problem, right? The concept must be good enough, right? Otherwise, it's garbage. So it needs to be well thought. So I'm not sure I have the solution right now, but I think this is feasible. And if I don't like, I just take off the fur. But I think I want it because it might look especially cool in 3D, in the 3D adaptation, I feel like. So here there's another exaggeration. Of course, on a regular pose like here, it's not very interesting because there's like no much expression. I'm not sure here. It's lagging too much, so I probably need to simplify this, but now I'm concerned about if I simplify, I'm gonna destroy. Let's finish this first and then I... So yeah, so she won't need, here we can see better. She can have some... Yeah, so here you see the necessity of making some of these shapes more angular, so it's some things are not fitting, but I think it's sort of working in general, but this will require more adjustments in the end for sure. Here maybe we need to bring that forward. Yeah, so lots of things here too. Okay, let's try to... There's the hair and the cloth. Yeah, so I'm gonna make the side here. So here. There's the side. Is everything locked? No. Yes. Except the one that I'm working on. Okay, so here we can... No, I forgot the tail, right? So usually the tail, they rig it straight, but I don't know why this, if maybe could be because of the I key, right? So probably. Probably, yeah, so straight, but why like this? So yeah, let's do regular like an arm, right? So she doesn't have 9 tails, but maybe she could. 3 tails, why not? Yeah, 3 tails is cool. And this is just to, yeah. And then, yeah, hair is done, nothing more than that. It didn't, yeah, for the side is much simpler. So let's go now for, I don't need this org now, I think, so we're gonna delete these old ones. So now I just have, let me show you what we have. We have the, have some sketch, which is here, still counts as model, which is very good drawing in my opinion for getting the essence of the character. I didn't expect it would come like that interesting, but okay. Very rough, but very useful also for me. So here we got something here for the side, yes, the side view with its hair. Then we have the front. With its hair. The front is very cool too. But it diverged a little from my character. But well, I want to see how it will look from the... Maybe it's a good way, it's the way to go, right? And so let's go for the... Okay, this is the side here. The cloth, right? So, oh, actually, there's something I can do now is that for the sides, I'm gonna pick them. I'm gonna go on edit mode, select both, and rotate RZ 90 degrees. And now I'm gonna try to match. It doesn't need to match anything, just make sure don't move in any, just the y-axis here. And so here now we got this, well, got some problem. Let's bring them exactly to the center, why not? SX0, yes, that's, I think they had some displacement, now they are exactly on the same positioning, right? So here, and the front is still there. Let's see if everything is correct. So yes, so looks pretty. So I didn't expect that they have this good outcome of the model sheet, the front side, but in the end, yeah, this is very, I'm liking very much how this is going. Even though there are some things I will end up changing here and there, but the exploration is being fructifera. Alright, so a good starting, even though it took a while to reach this point from the beginning of the stream. So getting everything done, warm up and all that. So at this point, maybe we don't need to... Yeah, so there's something, another reference yeah, so now the cloth, this is... I have difficulty modeling, drawing some good original cloth, so let's pick the idea. So I have this mantle or something like that. Yeah, there's the loincloth, there are the hanging things, and there's this that can, yeah, so a lot of things that can be made. Very complex cloth. It's always confusing to draw this kind of stuff without understanding what the cloth is about. We have some asymmetry, and all right, so there is one piece of cloth that I'm interested in. I'm gonna go to Pinterest. There's a character. It's just because it's what I remember right now, straight ahead. But there's a. Now, where is the transformation? There's also an animation, a fight animation with. By the way, it's also a fox character, kitsune, anthropomorphic. It will be this one, but don't see very well here. Maybe if I click here, I'll be able to. This costume is very nice, like a monk costume or something. Very simple costume, but very, very harmonic for the animation they've made. That is the character design. So let's try again. Kurama Yoku, I think, but yeah, okay, this one. But this is not the. Oh no, wait! It was not in this shape. It is this costume. And yeah, so I see a lot of Japanese reference for costume in this anime, but anyways, this costume is very nice. So you have this loincloth thing, so maybe this is some Chinese reference, I think. But yeah, this is what I'm looking for there. Very beautiful in fighting or some motion. So this so that, yeah, looking at here, it's more about the silhouette of the thing, because you have the pants, you have the loincloth, you have the upper part, which is sort of a tunic, then you have. So it's elegant, but yeah, it's a bit too rough, right, actually. But there is some things that make sense. So in my memory, that was that, yeah. So this silhouette, see, you have the silhouette here, and it's something like that. You see, it's open on the sides. Here we might have to change. So I want to get this silhouette thing. So this is what I wanted to do. So you see, if we have similar concepts here or there, but just trying to. Okay, loincloths, open side, the shoulders appearing here, of course. Hanging clothes, no, not in the other, but okay, so there's the thing that I'm trying to mix up. So looks Chinese, yes. So I don't know about the there's an anime that has a lot of, it's Fushigi Yugi, very 90s. It's it has a lot of Chinese references, I think, but a lot of anime have that. So in that there are a lot of this history occurs in ancient China, mythologic China, right? So there are a lot of characters with some Chinese clothes. We actually indeed remember that one that I was looking at from Kurama, that was okay, let's get here back to the, yeah, the profile is face is bad, but that's just like the cloth, right? So you see here I have some attempts, but very crude attempts. I just didn't have any inspiration for it. But you see something that is sort of lightweight. So you need to make the new stuff here. So we're gonna hide the. Maybe here we're gonna reorganize this stuff. So first what is more important, and so the hair, then side. So I'm gonna make like this time. I'm gonna hide this. I'm gonna first the body. So yeah, let's change the body front, body side like that. In this way I can easily access this stuff, and first the body, right, then the hair. Even if the hair is in part in front, it doesn't matter. The priority is the body. Then the sketch is not a priority. So now I'm gonna make the cloth, which will be after the hair, right? So Tsukagi cloth front. Maybe I should actually do something better here, right? Can I multi-change? No. So maybe front is priority, and I'm using the name repeated because I'm reusing this. So yeah, Blender's logic is like that, so let's leave it like that. Just it's not super readable, but that's okay. The cloth, right? So here that will be a bit struggling. We'll try to get as good as a character design for cloth, for costume we can, and for that I'll need a lot of concentration here. Let's pick a different color attribute. Is that good enough? All right, so the idea first, I think, so there's try to get something a bit loose here. Which I'm not super sure how this will work. Let's see again some references. No, these are not like this. Here in the and I'm not gonna copy, of course, and we're gonna just try to understand. Okay, so they are more like armor things. They are not super they are just very colorful, very well done, but there is some orientation here actually. Usually I do this on fantasy, so just need to try something else. So here, should I get something in the center? Or I should just try to get something and then see what we can do later. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna curvature wrap around the other. So for now this can work. Then I'm not sure for the, yeah, could have some connection there, but that sounds to be interesting. But this, I don't know how it will connect, if ever connect. So if I need one layer, should it be, let's see, if something like wraps around, it means that she has started to vest something. So it's like behind, right? And so that's why it folds here. And then here we will have some because it's not closed in the front, it will just be hanging, right? And then of course here we can do whatever for those. So for this character, in order to appear the fur, it's very important. So this is the layering. So here we get this proposition or this proposition. I think this proposition. So I need to show this part here. So this is why. So this part could even go more lower. Here we're gonna investigate later. Could have other shapes, right? And then of course we can have some interesting how it should we continue doing something in the other direction. Yeah, so you see I'm picking this idea here and making it with the so now these patterns here we can do a lot of cool stuff, but I need some more reference for this, right? But for now let's do this, maybe here too. And here is just folding and stuff that I'm not sure what will be there yet. And here the after this it should be then maybe it doesn't need to, yeah, so here have to investigate what should be better anyways. So already in this case we can have, yeah, so here for this kind of clothes we can get this thing right ahead here. I saw there was some layering here, so Can also do something. There's the bow idea, right? So that I'm not sure how that will work here, but maybe actually not exactly a bow. Can do something, another thing here that could be related to it, right? So and then just this layering, maybe even more. And let's see, something else. She has maybe something else. What does she has? Okay, so an asymmetry, right? So this is a good thing. We can, yeah, so basically we can do yeah, if we got the logic of this, we can just play with a lot of stuff, right? You don't need to be, it's really about having some principles, right? Which it's not my case. So here we can get this, and here we can see what to explore here. And of course maybe we can symmetrize this or in another way, right? Like, no, we can get this stuff there, but yeah, like we can get this stuff for the side, right? Just as I've lost the color attribute. No, I just pressed X and inverted the. So let's do this, like just, it's just a third, so there's some, and so here, yes, we can have a bow here, although I know this is for prostitutes, I've heard. So here we can have something like a different thing, and there seems to be fine. Here we can consider some thing she can be wearing. So here is open. I don't know what else we can use here. Maybe she could be using a, but that will reduce a lot the central. She'll be more like a ninja, but that can also work. To be considered, right? So it will be like you have something like that, and I'm not sure I'm gonna maintain this, but we'll see. We'll compare with materials later, and or maybe there's some other thing to do here. I don't know. I don't like much the possibilities here are difficult. Yeah, we can play here. Maybe we can find something that is appealing. Yeah, I think something here could give some interesting results. So you need to experiment with the design. Yeah, I think it can work. It's like a chain of stuff here, right? So we got this connection, this connection, this connection, and then here assumedly this connection. And here there's some sort of interruption of the flow, but then there's crossing stuff. Oh, and for the, yeah, so here I don't even know how I'm gonna draw this in the side view. It will be very poor if I start from this. So let's see just some ideas for boots or shoes. Yeah, there's the oriental shoes there, and yes, and yes, and yes. Okay, so I think I don't need more the reference, so that will be this idea of having this that might work nice, right? And then from this we have, so actually the foot, yeah, the feet are there, and these things is a bit exaggerated, but that's cool. And then I don't know, oh yeah, we can have some, she does need to have bare legs. She can indeed have some and here we can place some bolting, right? Which is super confusing here, but side bow, yeah, so here oh, but here this will not make her, yeah, but that's okay, we don't need to, she already has her that part that will be showing black, alright, just as the ear, so you don't need to show the fur on the legs. So the last thing to conclude this this model sheet would be the cloth. This time I'm gonna copy side, and we'll try to get this thing. So here we're gonna use this reference. At this point I can hide this stuff. Gonna bring this thing here. Unfortunately we don't have much. Oh, I don't like the navigate. Take this off. Stuff when creating a new scene. Here it's not matching anymore. To have this properly matching always, the only solution that I know is the quad view, right? is the area Control Q toggle quad view. So I'm not gonna use it because it's just a final tweak here. And the problem with the quad view is that it's just too small, right? So I'm going to let's approximate one to the other, towards the other, right? Alright, so let's change the screencast to the... I didn't know that worked like that. Alright, and then here we'll have to go somewhat visual. So I won't align, it's just too annoying to align. It's no auto alignment here, folks, in Blender for that. It is super frustrating. I hope they... Maybe I need to ask for a feature. So here I feel like the neck is too elongated, although it might be cool for this character, but I think it's a mistake. So it's something to fix later, directly maybe in the 3D. So many of these details, they don't really need to be accurate for the cloth. Of course, ideally that will be the the correct thing to do, but I just don't have precision on these roughs. It just takes too long time to... I don't even have a 3/4 views or back view, so back view could be interesting sometimes. There's still another here, so what is this line here? Yeah, so here that part would be about here, right? What is this? There's something here. Okay, so there are some... Yeah, so if I draw this wrong, this will be very bad for modeling. So it should be just careful enough here to not do anything super stupid, but yeah, what I'm doing is already very bad. Actually, this line should be something like that. Now I need to lock cloth front. What happened that... Oh, okay, I think I was drawing on the cloth front, unfortunately. Okay, no panic, we can just... well, maybe panic is... These lines are not being selected. Do they correspond to the front? They seem... No, I'm using this... No, the front is safe from this, so I'm gonna move this to M. Yes, M moves to move this to the cloth side, right? Gonna move all this to the center. One to cursor to where origin it is there, so 3D cursor there, pivot point, SX0, there we go. Then of course I don't like this extension here. Need to be on the points to be able to make better selections here. Let's just make something more like here and make another. We'll have to, yeah, so this will be complicated. So anyways, then we have the back part of the loin closure is just the inverse, and then the front is just hangs about the 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 about here. Yeah, so and then we have, yes, this part, which is what is all this? I don't know what is all this. So some mistakes. So here is the, that's why it's good if we could have this aligned at once. So here we got this and this. This will be like here, I think. Usually here's 2 extended, so we're gonna simplify that. Then here we don't know what we could get. Can probably have some other features, but don't need anything here. This probably should be like this. Alright, then yeah, so here is just a lot of confusion. I'm not even gonna bother about the details of, yeah, in the part here's the character design. Do as they sort of cut this because it will just be in this angle at least too hard to interpret visually, barely usable, but we can try something like to no avail. It's very confusing, overlapping, right? So we can often visualize this better just in 3D, so, or from a top view, but yeah, I'm not gonna. So the only thing we want is this line here, this of the mantle also that is on the back, although it will be difficult. So we want this line here, so about this, I think. And here would be around, wrapping around the, yeah, this in the beginning of the second, yeah, so here, about here we got and then the rest, yeah, so this of course is not like this, it's like it's wrapping around, and it will go to the towards the front, I think, from like a curving exactly on this line. So here we'll make it, then for the front it's just will be, but much more in the front, yeah, so something like here will end up connecting 1 2 1 2 3, yeah, about here, So there's a sort of loop about here, so it's confusing, but I think we can get some, at least some idea here. From the back to the front and to the back again, right? So, and then yeah, so no more details here because everything is super complicated here. So let's haven't drawn the tail for the front view because, well, in this case, yeah, it was just, I just forgot. I will ignore. It's fluffy, so it might expand to the sides, but we can ignore it. So folks, this is how we can make a model sheet directly in Blender with grease pencil, much more powerful than the simple annotations, which we can easily lose the progress and kill then tragically, right? And so here we can then what did I achieve? So I have the body front, the body side, so they are matching at the center. Then we have the hair front, the hair side. Same, they are exactly aligned with their respective, because I'm drawing on surface, or no, not surface, sorry, I'm drawing on stroke, so drawing directly on the stroke, although I started with origin of the object, I think, of the grease pencil, yeah, and the grease pencil was at the center, so nothing special. We can go on edit mode for the grease pencil object and just rotate, just as a plane, right? If rotate in 90 degrees to, instead of rotating the grease pencil object, we rotate the layer, the strokes, the points, and directly in the layer at will. It's crazy. So here we also have the front cloth, and which in the end, yeah, I like the results. It's not a copy paste of anything, it's just some interesting ideas to be evolved on. Oh, you see, you have some anomaly here. So I'm gonna cloth side, so I'm gonna unlock that. So this is pretty simple, so I'm gonna pick these. Happens because probably there are some strokes already in some other place, so just SX0, there we go, so matched everything there. I was drawing on already displaced one, so that's why this happened. So with all this, we would be ready to start, in my case, modeling, or actually I'm cheating, right, because I'm gonna reuse the mesh of Aisha, and mostly I'll have to remake the cloths, readjust a lot actually on the shapes, and especially the face and the hair, yeah, and so and the tail, yeah, so there are a lot of things to do, but it's much better than modeling everything by scratch, so because I can use Aisha as a base mesh. So that would be the next step. So I'm gonna make a new iteration. So the new iteration is save incremental, Control Alt S. So now I'm on Tsukagi 02. So character is taking shape, so folks, so I'm satisfied with the result. Took me a while to begin this project because I was very unconfident of my, so I have to practice a little, so it helped just a little to be dangerous, right? Just the sufficient to be dangerous fast enough, I mean, without too much struggle. So it went smooth, but other times I was trying to draw, I was very successful. So this is for the 3D avatar, right? Although it could be used for 2D avatar as well if I use the grease pencil here, but I find 3D easier than 2D for now. So I'm gonna stick to 3D. Maybe later I try something with 2D for fun or for expansion of skills and other stuff. So folks, thanks for watching. This I think there's nothing else for me to show today. This was the main idea, and we got big progress here because the model sheet was completely achieved. There's also some steps of simplifying, but I'm not gonna do that because there's a risk of, I'm just gonna show what it would be like. So if you go here on the hair front, for example, which is not a super important strokes here, right? If I lose this, it's easy to recover. So if I get these ones, and I have picked some shortcuts here, for example, stroke, not subdivide, but it's more like the opposite. I have the reorder. No, it's not reorder, it's from something else. Subdivide and smooth. No, this doesn't have a... Yeah, no, I don't want this. I wanted like a smooth, so there's even modifiers for that applied to a single, which can apply to the layers, and we can make collections of layers now. Well, I'm not need to that, but I could have a collection for... Oh yeah, we can have a collection for sketch, why not? So now it stops interfering, right? I don't know what is this. It's I don't know why this would be necessary for the sketch. Anyway, then here I need to simplify this. Isn't there some smooth point, smooth stroke, smooth? No, subdivide. So okay folks, so I think it's the simplify, but I'm getting some problem here with this operation. It doesn't look like... I remember I had a better solution for... Okay, maybe it's the subdivide and smooth. So number of... So first I get the subdivision and smooth, so that will smooth out whatever irregularity, and then we simplify, and then this will help. Yeah, so but you see, I'm having a super powerful simplifying here, which is not really helping. So you see what happens to the strokes here. So this is probably something about some property of the, maybe the pencil that I'm using, some property of the strokes, which probably I start already doing mistake from the brush. So now there's smooth stroke, alright. We can change the radius, right? So we can, okay, but there's too much stroke, so I want to simplify that. See how many there are, so let's try from here to simplify. and that creates this, which is not very nice, right? Strange, this is not behaving the way I was used to. At least in Blender, maybe yes, maybe because I was using that in Blender 4.2 LTS, so I'm missing something here, folks. Okay, so anyways, if not, we can probably then use the other technique, which is add modifier, edit, no, not edit, generate, simplify. Yeah, so this is why I have a backup I deleted. So instead, gonna yeah, okay, so this seems to have some control, right? But we're gonna apply just for some. Yeah, see, the strokes start to get very bad, so you need to be careful with that. Adaptive, what is adaptive? Use our Rammer Douglas Poiker algorithm to simplify those, preserving main shape. Ah, this is nice. So, but there's factor 0, so no, not nice. So sample then. No. And merge. Okay, so maybe we can use this one. Super low level for all the layers. But I don't think that. Okay, so far this doesn't seem to compromise the too much, so I'm gonna save here. Let's apply that. Okay, frames, whatever. Yeah, so I've simplified. If we compare the file size, this could not be a very good comparison. Yeah, so halved the size, right? This is the second, the current one I'm using, so this is good. Maybe even more. I applied to all the layers because they seem to have worked. So I have this pointillization, which is a bit weird, but it's in the most important parts. It's really not. It's we can still read the figure, so it looks like a sketchy rough, which is natural occurring in pencil strokes, right? So still looks natural, so still looks organic. So for a rough, for a drawing, very nice. But I expected. So let's try again, just to see. So simplify. And so here we start to destroy it, right? Of course, merge. So probably we can apply up to 0 now, up to 0 point. Let's try this one. Let's check this and apply all keyframes just in case. And I think I just have, yeah, I just have this keyframe here. So now let's save in another iteration. The other will be like a backup, right? So no, it didn't really change, so the size, so guess what, I'm gonna work for that, and this one, whatever, will be just a backup of good progress. So folks, I'm eager to then start modeling this. I'm really curious to see how she will appear in 3D. The molding the face shouldn't be too hard because I already have a face. Just have to restructure something. Will be challenging, but not should be feasible. Pretty. So I think that's it, folks. So thanks for watching. Take care and happy blending. I think I will start to make this in the middle of the week, during weekday streams next week already, because this can evolve fast and it is inspiring, can be inspiring. So, but I'll be mixing up with Aisha. I'll see what we can pump up in this stuff. So take care, happy blending, folks, and have a good rest and beginning of next week. See you soon, folks. Enjoy.